Hello, and welcome to this session within the Zero Project Conference 2021, titled Exploring Innovations, Green Jobs for Persons with Disabilities. In this session, we are going to analyze what is the circular economy, how can companies and organizations operating in the circular economy create jobs for persons with disabilities, and we will also present a number of case studies of innovative businesses that are successfully creating employment and opportunities for persons with disabilities within this circular economy framework. The case studies that will be presented in this session will demonstrate that it is indeed possible to build successful businesses that operate under these principles of the circular economy, that can not only become profitable and sustainable in the mid and long term, but can also be a powerful lever to create jobs for persons with disabilities as a way to address the current levels of unemployment and that normally end in poverty, and that have to be alleviated through public expenditure in social benefits, pensions, and so forth. So let's go through some really quick ideas and concepts. So what is the circular economy? So circular economy can be considered a framework that aims to establish a resource-effective and efficient economic system that is more suitable to respect the planet. Although circular economy is interpreted as one way of achieving economic and environmental sustainability, it also has the potential to generate secondary positive effects from a social sustainability perspective. According to McKinsey and the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, the circular economy represents an economic opportunity of more than $1 trillion globally. So we can say that the circular economy has several advantages. It could have benefits for companies, because sometimes it may be cheaper to reuse components rather than having to create them from scratch or buy them. It can also generate benefits for the economy as a whole, especially in a scenario of scarcity of materials or fluctuating costs of raw materials. The circular economy could contribute to the supply to alleviate the supply and the reindustrialization of the national territory, and also could bring benefits for society. So it is estimated that only in Spain, for example, it could generate around 52,000 jobs in the next few years, and more than 400,000 jobs across Europe. In this sense, how can we define sustainable business models? Well, sustainable business models are not just those about making money by creating value for customers, but they would also look into positive and negative externalities that it may create to society and the environment by how it goes about doing its own business. So the social circular economy will combine two things. One is that organizations operating commercially within the circular economy, and two, these organizations have a social mission, such as, for example, creating jobs for persons with disabilities. So how would innovators, entrepreneurs that plan to start a business operating under the social circular economy principles, what kind of changes should they make to their business model? How should they configure their own business models? Well, they should probably consider using some tools that can help them understand what are the positive and negative aspects of value in a network of stakeholders, and what are the ways through which they can redefine business models to improve the positive societal and environmental impact that their businesses may have. In this case, there are several tools out there they can use, like for example, the business model canvas for sustainability, which includes areas that are in blue that reflect the economic aspects, areas that in green that reflect environmental aspects, and also areas in yellow to reflect social aspects. They could also use the social circular business model canvas, which is an evolution of the business model, the general business model canvas, also the value mapping tool. We can also mention that in Spain specifically, there have been some specific types of social enterprises that have played a really significant role operating under the circular economy framework, have played a really significant role in the creation of jobs for persons with disabilities in this field. So these are the special employment centers that have as a priority creating jobs for persons with disabilities, and so that Spanish regulations establish that companies with 50 or more employees must hire at least 2% of the workforce made of persons with disabilities. What happens if a company cannot hire all those that percentage, that quota of persons with disabilities? Well, they can resort to something that is buying products and services that they need for their general operation from special employment centers, which are these centers, companies, social businesses that have at least 70% of the workforce made of persons with disabilities. So that way, instead of hiring people with disabilities, they can support indirectly employment for persons with disabilities through these special employment centers. In the case of the Union Business Group, which is part of the foundation, this has been particularly significant. Just to mention that the whole business group has 37,000 employees, 40% of which are persons with disabilities that work in, most of them in special employment centers. So now I'm going to invite you to watch the study cases that will reflect how innovative businesses operating in the social circular economy can become successful, can become scalable, sustainable, and socially impactful. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the session, and please do not hesitate to send your questions through the chat. Thank you.
Refurbished IT kaufen und damit einen Beitrag zu Inklusion und Klimaschutz leisten? AFB zeigt Ihnen, wie das geht. Als Europas größtes gemeinnütziges IT-Unternehmen mit mehr als 20 Standorten in 5 europäischen Ländern bearbeiten wir 500.000 Geräte pro Jahr. Es gibt also viele Gründe, sich bei AFB mit hochwertiger Hardware zu versorgen. Schauen Sie sich online oder in einem unserer Shops um und erleben Sie unsere riesige Palette an Refurbished Business-Geräten zu attraktiven Preisen. Mit Ihrem Einkauf schonen Sie das Klima und sparen CO2. Wählen Sie aus 3 Qualitätszuständen aus, von einwandfrei nutzbar bis hin zu neuwertig. Nach technischem Check, Aufarbeitung und Installation des neuesten Betriebssystems. Die gesamte High-End-Überarbeitung findet an unseren AFB-Standorten in Europa statt. In allen Bereichen bei AFB, von Produktion bis Kundenservice, arbeiten Menschen mit und ohne Behinderung. Wir verbinden Wiederverwertung mit wertigen Produkten und sozialen und ökologischen Werten. Es gibt viele gute Anbieter für hochwertige Marken-Notebooks, PCs, Smartphones und Monitore. Wenn Sie beim Kauf auch noch etwas Gutes für Umwelt und Gesellschaft tun wollen, dann gibt es nur einen: AFB.
Hallo, ich bin der Claudio, ich arbeite hier bei der AFB schon seit 2 Jahren. Ich bin hier für das Installieren der Betriebssysteme zuständig. Warum ich hier gerne arbeite, ist wegen der Zukunft. Diese Geräte haben noch lange nicht ausgedient und es ist eine Freude, mit dem ganzen AFB-Team diese Geräte ein neues Leben zu schenken. Und ihr, natürlich die bei der AFB einkaufen, leistet dazu auch einen kleinen Beitrag. Vielen Dank und schöne Zeit für euch.
Wir verfolgen weiterhin eine klare Wachstumsstrategie und werden unsere Marktanteile weiter ausbilden. Mit Hilfe der Digitalisierung werden wir unsere Prozesse effizienter gestalten, um uns noch widerstandsfähiger aufzubauen. Zudem ist es immer eine Herausforderung, alle der fast 500 Mitarbeitern an 19 Standorten und in 5 Ländern abzuholen und mitzunehmen. Deshalb investieren wir vermehrt in Weiterbildung und fördern eine agile, länderübergreifende Zusammenarbeit. Was wir noch benötigen, sind zusätzliche Unternehmenspartnerschaften für eine strategische Zusammenarbeit.
Am meisten Spaß an meinem Job macht mir mit Sicherheit die Vielseitigkeit der Aufgaben und die Vielfältigkeit der Persönlichkeiten, die wir hier haben. So viele unterschiedliche Charaktere findet man sonst nirgendwo.
Ich glaube, ich kenne hier keinen, der nicht seinen Job liebt. Und ich kenne auch keinen, der sagt, nee, das würde ich niemals wieder machen. Wir sind alle kleine Nerds. Also jedes neue technische Gerät, was ja auch bei mir ankommt und so, und ich habe ja einen Haufen jeden Tag in der Hand, wird auch mal angeguckt und gesagt, jo, wie geil ist das denn? Ich liebe es absolut.
Ich habe mich auch bewusst für die AfB entschieden, weil es ein soziales und noch junges Unternehmen ist, das mir viele Spielräume lässt in Bezug auf Entscheidungsfreiheit.
Und dass man hier mit ganz vielen Ideen auch gut weiterkommt, weil hier die Hierarchien einfach recht flach sind.
Wir sind hier sehr kollegial eingestellt, vor allem ich werde auch akzeptiert trotz meiner Behinderung, was mich sehr, sehr freut, da ich ja trotz allem meine Tätigkeit gut ausüben kann und ich bin glücklich, bei der AfB arbeiten zu dürfen.
Es ist hier auf jeden Fall gegeben, dass Menschen hier eine freie Arbeitsplatzgestaltung haben, ohne dass irgendwie Steine in den Weg gelegt werden.
Je trouve formidable que AFB, qui a été créé en 2004, avait déjà cette vision futuriste et cette vision de comprendre que le recyclage, le reconditionnement, ça fait partie de l'avenir.
Besonders wichtig ist mir unser Beitrag zum Umweltschutz, indem wir eben IT-Hardware wiederverwenden und somit Ressourcen einsparen.
Muss nicht sein, dass Geräte nach 2-3 Jahren, obwohl sie noch gut sind, einfach auf dem Müll landen.
Der Hauptgrund, warum ich mich hier beworben habe, dass man das Gefühl hat, nur noch das Sinnvolles.
AFB est une société qui offre des perspectives à tout le monde, qui offre des perspectives d'évolution, des perspectives de carrière. Voilà, quand la motivation est là, il n'y a pas de limite.
Hello, I am Rodrigo Carvajal, founder and CEO of Seco Chile, an eco-friendly car wash service where most of our workers are disabled people. First of all, I want to thank you for this enormous opportunity that Zero Project has given us through this recognition. On the other hand, we have participated in the Impact Transfer Program with Ashoka organization, which has been of great help to identify shortcomings and find the improvements that have allowed us to develop a social franchise replication program that we want to offer around the world. Now, I'm going to share with you a short presentation. It's a pleasure to introduce you to our social franchise replication project, Seco Chile. The lack of opportunities for disabled people in this world is surprising, more in some countries than others, of course. On the other hand, the global water crisis is very serious. In the car wash market, there is an abuse of water consumption and lack of empathy to the environmental damage caused. We want to promote the responsible use of water. We cannot allow to continue dumping or contaminating the water we have left. Are we responsible, or we just look to the side? Seco Chile provides a car wash service using a product that do not require the use of water. We are the manufacturer of this product that is made mainly with natural components. At Seco Chile, we promote labor inclusion for people with any kind of disabilities, as long as their condition allows them to be able to wash cars. By not requiring any level of education, it allows us to employ many people who do not have the freedom to choose a job. We have been active since 2010 with a network of 30 franchise partners. We have employed more than 460 people, close to 50% of them with disabilities, together with our franchise partners throughout Chile. We have great testimonials from our workers and also from many clients, such as the case of Diego in the picture, who despite having Down syndrome, he dreams with cars since his childhood. Today, Diego is a happy Seco worker who can bring financial help to his home. Those kind of testimonies, like Diego's, encourage us to replicate our experience in other countries. For this, we have designed an international franchise model based on the franchise model we have developed in Chile. We offer a complete support package to help our franchise partners set up their own inclusive and ecological car wash service. We are looking for foundations, organizations related to people with disabilities, large companies that want to join us with our support to undertake this challenge of working together and improving the labor conditions of people with disabilities and thereby helping the world be more inclusive. Our offer to our social franchise partners includes the use of and handling of our ecological car wash products, all the instructions, trainings, and processes to implement an eco-friendly car wash service, the correct usage of our Seco brand and merchandising, all while using a proven quality assurance system in order to achieve the same success that we have achieved in Chile. If you are really interested to provide jobs for people with disabilities while respecting and protecting the environment, we will be more than happy to help you become a Seco franchise entrepreneur and be part of this moment. Thank you very much. Well, once again, I sincerely appreciate this conference and hope today it's starting something very important for all of us. We are attentive to your contacts to be able to share more details of our replication model. Let us help together to improve the quality of life of so many people with disabilities in the world. No more barriers, more integration, more inclusion and respect. I am very grateful. Thank you very, very much.
We are deaf women, and we make paper bags to fight plastic pollution in Ethiopia. We had to grow into learning we were different. We were excluded and didn't have a lot of friends. But by embracing our differences, soon we realized we could make a real change. Not only for us, but to help other deaf women. When you're not able to hear, you see things more acutely. And when you really open your eyes, you can see the beauty of the world, but also its fragilities and the consequences of our human destructiveness. Was this really the Ethiopia we wanted to leave to our children? We all had dreams and knew that we could accomplish much more than society expected of us. To do so, the first step was to make us heard, to write our own story. We knew we could unite our strengths to overcome challenges, not only to have jobs and be independent, but to go beyond and do something meaningful for our country and our planet. We joined Teki to create the first paperback company in the world entirely run by deaf women. Isn't that beautiful to be able to use Ethiopian Sign Language to fight against plastic bags? Today, we already replaced more than 1 million plastic bags. But it's not enough. Much more needs to be done. But how can one accept having to turn down a deaf woman coming to our door with hope that she too can make a change? It is heartbreaking, so we need support to grow. At Teki, we have a dream. The dream to convince our government to reserve the entire paperback sector to us, living with a disability. Then in a few years, when Ethiopia starts to ban plastic bags, we could create thousands of meaningful jobs. Jobs that change lives.